Hi guys, my name's Doug. Welcome to My Messy Garage. In today's video, we're going to be working on the power trim unit on my project pontoon boat. In the box here, we have all of the components for the power trim unit on a 120 horse, actually it's a 90 or 120 horse force outboard. This is off of a 1990, I believe, but it is the same setup that I have on mine. On my unit, I am missing these two pieces. Mounting bracket and a manifold. And to get everything to work again, I basically had to buy the entire system. It wasn't too outrageously expensive. Follow along while we get it installed. Thanks for watching. First thing we got to do here is disconnect the pump assembly. I'm not going to bother installing the rams. I do have a rebuild kit. I'll probably rebuild these and keep them as good spares. Hopefully the ones that are in the boat work just fine. One pump system extracted. Looking at these lines that come down and up into the hydraulic rams, this one, the end of it doesn't look real true. The flare kind of looks a little bit chewed up. And since I've got a spare line, and it also had Teflon tape on it when I took it apart, so since I've got a spare line that came with the new parts, I'm going to replace this line. The other ones don't look too bad. There's a little bit of residue around there, but I think this was the main culprit. Probably wouldn't surprise me if this was what caused the failure of the entire system. This is the line that came with the spare setup. There we are, we got it started. Well, we did have it started. I don't want to get too carried away tightening that down just yet until we get these other lines hooked up. Obviously we need to get the proper stainless hardware to mount this on here. It only came with one bolt, and I don't have any more 5/16 stainless bolts. But for testing purposes, I think we're just going to hook it up the way it is. And I'll pick some more stainless hardware up when I get a chance. So for temporary, we're just going to put some standard zinc plated steel bolts in here, and I'll pick up some more stainless when I get a chance. Okay, now I'm not liking how this this bolt is contacting the head of that bolt. I'm thinking maybe we might need to put in the permanent installation, we might need to put a little bit of a spacer in there to bring this out. Maybe put like a fender washer or two in between the mount and the clamp for the motor. But for now, let's get this hooked up and then we'll put some power to the motor and see whether doesn't look like it's going in there quite straight. There we go, that's going in better. Tricky part when you're doing a flare fitting is that you've got to get the nut lined up pretty much perfectly straight with the opening of whatever you're attaching it to. If it's not quite straight, it won't go in and seal. It'll probably cross thread. And I can't get out the other fitting to make sure that it's tight, but the rest of them were, so that should be okay. Recording. Okay, so to make this thing go up, we put the blue to the positive and green to negative. See whether this is going to work. Sounds promising, but it's not moving anything. We need some more fluid. Recording. So we're bleeding the air out of the system here, air and maybe a little bit of water that was in the hydraulics. The trim system uses ATF, or Dexron 3, and you can see that the fluid that's coming out of there is kind of milky, and at first I was a little suspicious that we had some water in there, but I think this is just all fizzed up with air. And we slowly let this out. It bleeds all this airy oil out of there. We'll cap off, let the fizz out. So after taking it up and down several times, using the release, working all the air, or working the air out of the system that we can, we've basically got it so that it goes up and down without too much trouble. And there might be a little bit more air left in the trim solenoid, but I think we're good enough here that we'd be able to do a lake test, and using it a little bit, we'll get the last of the air out of the rest of the system and up into the reservoir. After we've got a couple hours on the boat, I think it'd be well worth my while to check this and make sure that we've got an adequate amount of oil in the reservoir. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this one. Fairly short one. We got the trim system basically functional. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode.